Firefighting Impulse Storm, Technologies and Systems. Jaipur City, India, October 29, 2009. Oil tanks at a local oil facility catch fire. Indian officials announce there is no choice but to let the fire burn out by itself. The fire burns for 11 days until all of the oil is consumed. 6 people die and 150 are injured. The fixed fire extinguishing system in the tanks does not work properly, and there are no emergency backup systems in place. The Army cannot assist the fire brigade and is ill-equipped to gain control over the situation. Failure to handle and contain this crisis in its initial stages is the reason for the disastrous outcome. Anything could have caused the fire, but only negligence could lead to such a widespread disaster. Why were the fire hydrants empty? Not a drop of water came out. It is hard to believe that the city's firefighters and authorities let the fire spread to this extent. There is not a single documented case anywhere in the world where a fire in an oil tank weighing over 5,000 tons was successfully extinguished before the tank collapsed. Buncefield City, the United Kingdom, December 11, 2005. Uncontrolled fires and explosions continue even after fire brigade officials announce the fire in the oil storage tanks is contained and extinguished. Firefighting forces are mobilized from across the country. They manage to extinguish only the storage tanks that were destroyed by the fire. 7 deaths are reported. More than 200 people are left injured. Water sources are contaminated by the foam used for extinguishing the fire, and the surrounding population is evacuated. Panic spreads across the civilian population. Such an event can lead to an economic crisis in the country. The ocean port of Santos, Brazil, April 2, 2015. A fire in huge oil, alcohol, and gasoline storage tanks lasted 9 days. Public firefighting brigades and the Brazilian Ministry of Defense joined forces in an attempt to extinguish the fire, but to no avail. The fire continued to burn. All of Brazil's foam reserves are depleted. The fire stops only after all oil, alcohol, and gasoline burns out. Fixed fire extinguishing systems do not manage to put out the fire. The firefighters are powerless against the flames. The foam used for extinguishing the fire causes unprecedented water pollution in the ocean. More than 15 tons of fish die. To this day, the magnitude of the damage to the ocean's flora and fauna is still not fully known. An oil refinery in Haifa City, Israel, December 25, 2016. A fire breaks out in a 12,000 square meter tank, which was only filled to 10% of its maximum capacity. Neither fixed fire extinguishing systems nor local firefighters managed to put out the fire. The city and 5 neighboring towns declare a state of emergency. Only after mobilizing firefighting units from other territories do the forces manage to take control over the flames and extinguish the fire. These incidents show that in any country in the world, regardless of economic strength, fixed fire extinguishing systems installed on storage tanks in hydrocarbon processing facilities and factories cannot provide the solutions they were built for: first response to a fire and extinguishing it in its initial stages. In order for tanks with petroleum or hydrocarbons to be extinguished effectively, the system must be able to: 1. Detect the fire. 2. Determine its location, size, and intensity. 3. Turn itself on and deliver the foam directly to the source of the fire. 4. Completely extinguish the fire. 5. Determine and confirm that the burning has stopped. 6. Disconnect extinguishing systems that are not in use. These 6 points are guaranteed to successfully extinguish any fire for any tank size with any amount of fuel. The main challenge is the time from the moment of ignition until step 6, which must not exceed 3 minutes. Currently, available systems cannot reach the fourth stage in less than 12 hours. We present the Impulse Storm IS fixing firefighting system, which can reach all 6 stages and completely extinguish any fire in less than 60 seconds. The process: detecting the fire, determining its coordinates, size, and intensity. Example: a cluster of oil tanks of varying sizes. Monitoring the facility from a single point is impossible. Solution 1. Installing an array of infrared cameras across the entire facility. Problems: complicated installation. Major setup and maintenance costs. Inefficient. Our solution: a new monitoring system combining 1 or 2 infrared cameras, software algorithms, and a set of mirrors providing an independent scan of each tank and a visual outlook of the entire facility. Our software analyzes information in real time and can determine the location, size, and intensity of the fire in less than 2 seconds from the moment of ignition. The system triggers the IS fire extinguishing unit and, 6 seconds from the moment the fire started, the extinguishing process starts in full capacity. IS creates super-compressed foam bubbles using very high pressure and neutral gas. The foam expands from the moment it leaves the IS container, goes through pipes at a very high speed and reaches the top of the tank, where it maintains its speed as it comes out through the nozzle, covering the burning surface. IS is the only system that has 1. Heavy-duty pressure for medium and high expansion foam products. 2. No oxygen in the foam mixture. 3. Foam created with a neutral gas and containing aerosol particles. 4. Foam dispensed at ultra-high speed and intensity of 300 liters per second and can reach 1,200 liters per second, about 4,755 gallons per minute. These unique characteristics increase the extinguishing effect by 10 times compared to normal systems. This makes the IS the only system in the world capable of extinguishing a 20,000-ton oil tank fire in 27 seconds. Comparing IS with any other system in the market is impossible because there is no other system that can extinguish a 20,000-ton tank fire by itself. The system layout is extremely flexible and can suit almost any customer's requirements. 1. Above ground. 2. Underground. 3. Outside the storage tank complex. The software's algorithm can monitor, trigger, and control the extinguishing of an individual tank, a group of tanks, or trigger all units on all tanks in the facility. The system will operate at maximum capacity in any layout configuration. A mobile unit which can be deployed and connected to the burning tank's extinguishing pipes is also available on demand. In case the pipes from the IS unit to the tank are damaged, it is possible to use a robotic foam monitor for remote firefighting.